Good afternoon, everybody. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, so we'll continue with lecture 3 of linear algebra. So we have, if anybody has a question, I'll answer that, or I'll move forward. How's that? Any questions?
No, sir.
Okay. So we are talking about LU decomposition in the previous class. And let us continue with that. So we had found that if there is a set of linear equations which are given by this equation, Ax is equal to b, where A is a matrix, X and B are two vectors. Okay, so A can be written as LU. Okay, it can be decomposed into a lower diagonal matrix and an upper diagonal matrix. Okay, and we had found in the procedure of how to do that at the previous class. So now let us see if we replace in this equation, we replace this by B. Is that okay? Now we've already done this, but let me just review this. So Ux is equal to L inverse B. Okay. Let us call that as small c. Okay. So we have L inverse B is equal to small c. So that means B is equal to LC. Okay. Or in other words, you can say LC is equal to B. So in this equation, in this particular equation, what is known to you? What is known in Ax is equal to, huh?
A and B.
A and B are known to you, X is not known to you, X is unknown. So now if you look at this particular equation, what is known to you?
L and B.
L and B, C is unknown. Okay, so we are trying to solve a similar equation. So now we have to solve two equations. Okay, one is LC is equal to B to solve for C. So this will give you C. Okay, you can find out C from this equation. And the second equation will be Ux is equal to C. Okay, so using this, you can find out X. Now let us look at what LC is equal to B looks like. So if we were to look at an example of a 3x3 matrix, okay, so L, C, C1, C2, C3 is equal to B1, B2, B3. Is that okay? Now, obviously we have zeros over here. It's a lower diagonal matrix, and we might have some L21, L31, and L32 over here. Okay, they might be zero or may not be zero. Okay, so it doesn't matter, right? Right now I just wrote all of them. So how will you solve this equation?
Equations, linear equations.
The linear equations are there. So in which order will you solve them? Top to bottom or bottom to top? So you have three equations here, 1, 2, and 3. So in which order will you start? Bottom to huh?
Top to bottom.
Top to bottom. Okay, so this directly gives you what? C1 is equal to B.
Even
B1, sorry. So C1 is equal to B1. Is that correct? So once you know C1, you can replace this C1 over here, and then you can solve for this. L2 into C1 plus C2 will give you what?
C2.
Okay, so you can then find out B2, and then another set you'll find out B3. Okay, so once you have B1, B2, B3, now
So unknowns are C1, C2, C3, right?
I'm sorry, I'm not finding out B1. C anyway, so I'll find out C2 and C3. Okay, so now I have C1, C2, C3 available with me. Okay, now what can I do? Now let us look at our other equation. What is the other equation? Which is Ux is equal to C. C is now known to me. Using this, I already found out C. This is C. I already know C. Now x1, x2, x3 is equal to what? C1, C2, C3. What does this like matrix look like? You have pivot 1, pivot 2, pivot 3 plus some element. Let us call, let me call this as, or let me change this. Let me call this as U11, U22, and U33, which each of these are the pivots. And then you have U12, U13, U23, and you have zeros over here. Okay. So in this particular set of equations, where will you start solving?
Bottom to
Bottom to top.
Okay, so the first equation that you will solve is the lower equation, where it gives you U33 into X3 is equal to C3. So you can find out X3, then you can find out X2, then you can find out X1. Okay, so this is the algorithm that we use for solving a set of equations using LU decomposition. Okay, anybody has any questions? Do you understand this? So the first, so like we normally do, okay, in a Gaussian elimination, what do you have? You start from top to bottom, and then you go from bottom to top. Similarly, we are doing here. We are going from top to bottom. In case of LC is equal to B equation, we're going from top to bottom, and then we are going back from bottom to top. Okay. So let me ask you, how many steps are required in this particular case? Anybody?
two steps.
No, I'm talking about more intricate, like we did the analysis of the previously analysis of computation in a Gaussian elimination. So how many steps are required? Forget about how we come up with LU. Okay, let us not talk about how we come up with LU. Let us leave that aside. Let us say how many steps are required to solve this. Once we have L and U available with me.
Minus.
Huh?
Minus.
Minus? What do you mean minus?
Minus 1.
I can't understand. Can you repeat?
Yeah, n minus 1.
N minus 1. N minus 1. Why do you say that? So in the first case, let us look at going from in this. We are going from bottom, top to bottom. Okay, so we'll have one step over here to find out C1. How many multiplications, additions, all those things you need to do, subtractions in this case?
0.
Huh? For
0 because
C2.
you will directly get value of C1.
No, but how many subtractions do you have to do? Multiplication and subtraction. You need 2 here, no? Isn't it? यार C2 निकालने के लिए we need to do L21 C1 plus C2, isn't it?
Yes.
Is equal to B2. So we require 2 steps, no? Or no?
Yes, so one multiplication and one addition.
Yeah, or you can say that 1 multiplication and 1 subtraction. Okay, so yeah, this is 1 minus. There is no steps required here. No multiplications are required for this particular. This is just an assignment. Okay, because this is definitely going to be 1 in all cases. Okay, so this is 1 minus 1, 0. So this is going to be 2 minus 1. Okay, this is going to be 3 minus 1. So if we keep on going, it will be n minus 1 steps. Isn't it? Okay, so we have 0 plus 1 plus up till n minus 1. Okay, so the total number of steps is going to be n into n minus 1 by 2. Is that okay?
Yes, sir.
What about this side? What about going from bottom to top? You require 1 division. Is it here? 1 division.
Yes, sir.
Okay, we are assuming that multiply, subtract. subtract is equal to 1 unit, and division is also 1 unit. Okay, so both of them, I'm assuming multiply, subtract, one combination is 1 unit and division is 1 unit. So this is one operation. And how many operations are required here? How many multiplications? You require one multiplication. Okay, you'll have one multiplication u23 into x3, one subtraction c2 minus this whole thing. Okay, so one multiply subtract and one division by u22. Okay, so you'll have two operations here. Similarly, you'll have three operations. You keep on going, you'll have n operations. So on the right hand side, means on going from bottom to top, you have n into n plus 1 by 2. Okay, so overall, how many operations are required? So n squared plus n by 2 plus n squared minus n by 2 gives me how much?
N square.
You require n squared operations to do this. And the reason I'm not counting the decomposition into LU, can anybody tell me why I'm not counting decomposition into LU? Okay, you should count, but in some cases we might want to solve a set of equations like this. Okay, where we keep on changing the value of b. Okay, where we keep on changing the value of b, then what happens in that case? And I want to keep on finding the new values of x. Okay, b changes and I want to find out the value of x. So in this case, what would we require? How many times would we need to decompose a into L and U? Any idea? So let us say I have a equation
One time.
x is equal to b, and my b keeps on changing, and I want to find out the different values of x with b changing. Okay, then how many times do I have to decompose a? I just have to do it once. Okay, because a is not changing. So if a does not change, then my LU does not change. Okay, so I have to do the decomposition only once, and I can keep on solving for x if b keeps on changing. Is that all right?
Yes, sir.
Which is usually the case. Okay, usually this is the case, because what is this? This is like a, so x is your input, okay, and this is your black box. Okay, and this is my solution, output b. Okay, what is the transfer function of my black box? Usually the black box is not going to change. Okay, the black box is going to stay whatever the transfer function is. Okay, whatever it is doing, isn't it? In most cases, do you agree or no? Most systems,
Yes,
most systems are like that. Their internal structure does not change. So if I know what my output is, I can find out what the input is going to be. Okay, using this set of equations. And now if in most cases a does not change, if a does not change, the only thing that changes is what your response is. You can find out what the input is going to be. Is that all right?
Yes, sir.
So does it make sense? Varun, does it make sense? Okay. Now let us look at something else. We get these kind of equations quite frequently in our yeah, in physical designs. Okay, even in semiconductors, Varun is solving these kind of equations. So we have, so if I don't write anything, that assume that it's a zero. Okay, all the blank spaces are zeros. Okay, for the rest of the course. Okay, if you see a matrix, okay, if you see a matrix and it does not have any, if you see an empty element, that please assume that it is a what is it? It's
0.
0.
okay. I'm not going to write it again and again. So these kind of matrices come up quite frequently. 2 and 1, -1, 2. Okay. So what do you see? You have one diagonal. Okay, it's a 4 by 4 matrix. You have one diagonal and you have elements on the to one diagonal next to the main diagonal. So this is the main diagonal. This is the secondary diagonal, if you want to call it. I don't know what the exact name is, but you have one diagonal to the right of the main diagonal, and then you have one diagonal to the left of the main diagonal. So this kind of matrix is called as a tri-diagonal matrix. Okay, and these appear quite frequently in our systems. Okay, so now if I were to ask you to do an LU decomposition of this, okay, please do an LU decomposition of this. I'll give you a couple of minutes to come up with the LU decomposition of this particular matrix. We already know that the first row does not change in U. Okay, so you will have the same first row as A. So this is your A. Your first row of U is going to be the same. So you have 1 and -1. Okay. What is now what is your pivot? The first pivot is 1.
1.
Okay, so how will you find out the value of L? So L is, you have, now we need to find out the value of L21. Okay, what is L21? What do I need to multiply this by? And then we'll need to subtract the first equation from the second equation. So what do I need to multiply my first equation by?
-1.
So that I get a 0 after subtraction. So if I multiply by -1, okay, and then I will subtract from this equation. So if I multiply by -1 and subtract this, I'll get to multiply by -1 and subtract this goes to 0. If I multiply by -1 and subtract from this, what do I get? I get a +1. So 2 minus 1 is what?
-1.
2 minus 1 is what?
1.
1. Okay, so this becomes, so my new equation sort of becomes what? So my U is going to be 1 and -1. Is that okay? Okay,
Yes, sir.
so this will be 1 and -1 now. Now you subtract the third equation from the second equation. Not the second equation, sorry. So now we do not need to do anything to these two. Do we need to do anything?
No, sir. 0. Multiplier is 0.
Okay, because they are already do not have that first variable in them. Okay, so we do not need to worry about that. So the only thing that we have to do is that we have to worry about these two equations. Now let us look at between 2 and 3. What is my pivot in this case?
1.
Again, pivot is 1. This is your pivot. Okay, now you subtract what will you need to subtract from this? This is your third equation. Okay, so what will be your multiplying factor?
Minus.
This is -1. Okay, and this is, now we'll not look at this, we'll look at this. Okay, so what is this? This is 1, isn't it? So -1 and 1, what do you have? So you'll need to multiply by what, Sridhar? Are you getting what is happening here or no?
Yeah.
So if you, so we are now, the first and second rows are correct. Okay, in the new equation, the first and second rows are correct. Now you look at first and second rows of this and the third and fourth row of these two equations. So this is how you look at it. Okay, so what is the second column of the third row is -1. Okay, and the pivot is 1. Okay, your pivot is 1 and your second row of the second column of the third row is -1. So what do you need to multiply by? Second row, third column, what do you need to multiply by? Sridhar. Are you still
Means
there?
1.
Huh? What happened? Sridhar, I couldn't hear you. Can you repeat?
Like my second row, second column.
Yeah, second row, second column is 1 now
Yes, sir.
after subtraction.
Yes,
Okay.
sir. Now we have to.
Third row, second column is -1. So I need to multiply by what? So that the second column disappears from here. It becomes 0.
We need to multiply with -1 and then we can subtract that.
Yeah, so we'll put -1 over here. Okay, and subtract that. So once I do multiply by this by -1 and subtract from this equation, what do I get? What do I get?
0.
I get a 0 here. What about this point? Multiply this by -1. Okay, if I multiply this by -1, I get a 1. Subtract from this, what do I get here?
1.
Okay, and what will this be? This will still be 1. Is that okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So I made a mistake somewhere. Yeah, this is the mistake. It is -1. Okay. In the original matrix also it is -1, so this will be -1. Is that all right? I made a mistake in writing this down. This should be -1. So we have 1, 2, 2, 2 on the diagonal, and both the diagonals next to the adjacent diagonals are -1, -1, -1, and -1, -1, -1. So this one will also be -1. Okay. So now let us look at this, the third row now. Now this is your third row and this is your fourth row. Okay, now you no longer need to look at this third row. This third row does not mean anything now. Okay, now this is your third row and this is your fourth row. Now you have to do the calculations between these two rows. Now let us look at what will be my pivot. Pivot is again 1. I need to multiply by what?
-1.
You have to multiply by -1. So my new pivot, new multiplication factor is -1. Okay, that goes into L. And what will this be? ये क्या हो जाएगा? This will disappear. -1 and this will become what? 2 minus 1. 2 minus 1 is going to be 1. So this is your LUM decomposition for this particular matrix A. Okay, it gives you a very nice looking decomposition. Okay, so in this case, how many calculations will you require? How many calculations will you require?
16.
Huh? So we'll start from L. Okay, LC is equal to B. To find out the value of C, the first equation requires how many calculations? Zero calculations directly. You have the answer. How many calculations here? Or let me
1.
0. Let me write it 1 minus 1. Let me call this as 2 minus 1. Here, how many equations? I don't need that. I don't need that in this case anyway. So this is 0. This is 1. How many calculations here? Huh? How many calculations?
1.
Again 1. How many calculations?
Again 1.
Okay, what about this side? Starting from here, how many calculations are required?
0.
You directly have the answer, but let us say 0, then we have one calculation here, one here,
And one.
and one.
And one.
So you'll have approximately how many calculations total? 2n. Okay. Okay. So n, so if we have n rows, so n minus 1 here and n minus 1 here, so n minus 1 times 2. Okay, so of the order of 2 to the power, sorry, 2 into n. Okay, that will be the number of calculations required in a tridiagonal matrix. Is that okay? Okay. Does anybody have a question?
Sir?
Yeah.
Like if you observe from the matrix, like we like the upper lower diagonal to that main diagonal, that
Yeah.
is shifted in that L. Is it something like that, or in this case it is matched? Or
No, this is just an example of a tridiagonal matrix. In usual case, they might not match. Then you will not get such a nice looking thing. But it will see, in this case these all are matching. Okay. Okay, these all are matching. But in that case, these will not be matching. Okay. Other than that, you will still have 1 1 1 over here. Here you might not get 1 1 1s because your pivots might be different and these might be different values. But in this case also, you will get an upper diagonal matrix with only one extra diagonal. Okay, everything else is going to be 0 in any tridiagonal system. Do you agree or no? These will not be minus 1 minus 1 minus 1. I agree with that. But all these terms will be zeros. Do you agree or no? The zeros that are present over here will still be zeros if you are trying to decompose a tridiagonal matrix into L and U. Also, all the zeros in this equation and this equation will be true for any tridiagonal matrix which we are decomposing. Do you agree with that or not? Let me
Yes,
ask
sir.
you. It will be true, no? Sridhar, are you getting that or no?
yes, sir. Yes.
They'll all be zeros because the reason that this is 0 has nothing to do with that they are same. Okay, the reason this is 0 is because this element is non-existent over here. Okay, this element does not exist except in the first two rows. Okay, that is why all of them remaining are zeros. Okay. Okay, so in any tridiagonal matrix, you will get something similar to this form. L will obviously have ones in the diagonal locations, but these will not be minus ones. These will be different values. And similarly, you will not have ones over here and minus ones over here. You will have different values. Okay, but every other element is going to be 0, which is shown as 0 over here. Okay.
Okay.
If you have a tridiagonal system that you are trying to decompose. Okay. I think you are right in your description. I think that is called as the lower diagonal and this is called as the upper diagonal. I think that is correct. What you were just describing. Okay. Would you like to do an example?
Yes, sir.
Let me write the example here itself so that we can see what is to be done. Okay. So now you have a set of equations. Let me write those equations. X1 minus x2 minus x1 plus 2x2 minus x3 minus x2 plus 2x3 minus x4 and minus x3 plus 2x4 is equal to 1 1 1 1. Okay, try solving this set of equations. Okay, find out the values of x1 x2 x3 and x4. I'll give you 5 minutes to do it. Okay, please do that. Are you done? Sanjeev, are you there?
Yes, sir.
So what will be the first step?
Right. Upper diagonal.
LUT.
The first,
Mhm.
not upper diagonal, triangle, upper diagonal, but LC is equal to P, the lower diagonal. Try to find out the value of C. Okay. So if I multiply L into, sorry, LC, okay, we have
L inverse.
C1, C2, C3, C4. We usually do not do the inverse way. We rather do it this way because it is pretty straightforward. So what is B1, B2, B3, B4? Is it correct?
Diagonal में 1 2 2 2.
Yeah. If this is this matrix, does A correspond to this or no? जो A हमने यहाँ पे लिखा है. Is this A same
Yes.
as this?
Yes, sir.
मेरा,
Sir, are you?
huh?
Just same here.
Yes, sir. Same.
This is same, no? This A is the same as the matrix corresponding to this set of equations.
Yes, yes, sir.
So LU will be this. We just calculated that. So multiply LC is equal to B. You will get the value of C. What is C1? C1 क्या आएगा यहाँ से?
1.
C1 will be 1. So we'll get a 1 here. What will be the value of C2? So minus 1 into 1 plus C2 is equal to 1. So this will be 2. Is that all right? ठीक है ना? Look at this first row, first column. Sorry, second row, second column. No, sorry, second row, first column. Second row, first column is going to be minus 1 into 1 plus 2 into 1 is equal to 1. Is that correct? है या नहीं है? 2 minus
Yes,
1
sir.
is 1. Okay. So what will this be?
3.
3
What will this be?
4.
4. Okay. So your C comes out to be 1 2 3 4. So similarly, U into X. Now we have a second set of equations. Second equation is Ux is equal to P. We use this to find out the value of X1, X2, X3, X4 is equal to, what will be the right hand side?
1 2 3 4.
1 2 3 4. Okay, so what will be the value of X4?
4.
It will be 4. Okay, now 4, the second row, sorry, third row, first column is X3 minus 4 is equal to 3. X3 minus 4 is equal to 3. So what will be X3?
7.
7.
7. Now, what is this? It is X2 minus 7 is equal to 2. So X2 minus 7 is equal to 2. So this is going to be 9. X1 minus 9 is equal to
10.
1. So this gives me a 10. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now let us try to do something. So if you look at L, what does L look like? L has what components? We have something like this: L21, L31, L32. Okay, this is how L looks like. So how does U look like? U is something like U U11, U12, U13, U22, U23, U33. Okay. So there is a little bit of asymmetry in these two sets of equations, these two matrices. Okay, what is the asymmetry here? That each of these is what? Yeah,
Different.
they are pivots and they are different. Obviously, they're different, and also they are not equal to 1. So we want it to be similar to this L equation. Okay, if we want this to be similar to L equation, let us do something. Let us create a new matrix called as D. Okay, so D becomes equal to what? This is how D looks like. Okay, so D11, D21, and D not this 22 and D33. Okay, and if I do something, okay, this is my D matrix, and let us say I multiply this by 1, 1, 1, and U12 divided by, instead of writing D11 because this is going to be, let me call it D1, D2, and D3. Okay, because every other element is going to be 0 of this D matrix anyway. Okay, so do D, so U12 divided by D1, U13 divided by D1, U23 divided by D2. What will I get in this case? What will I get if I multiply these two? First row, first
D1.
column, first row, first column is going to give me D1.
D1.
Okay, first row, second column,
U12,
12.
D1.
U12 divided by D1 into D1 is going to be U12. What about the second row? So sorry, third column,
U13.
U13. This is going to be D2 and U23. This is going to be D2. Okay. Now, if D1 is equal to U11, D2 is equal to U22, and D3 is equal to U33. So these are your pivots. Okay, na? So if I make a new matrix with the pivots, okay, at the diagonal positions, okay, let us call that as the matrix D, where D1, D2, D3 are your pivots, okay, and you change your this matrix. Let us call this as V. Okay, this is your matrix V. So U will be equal to what? D times V. Is that okay? Again, we are trying to do something which will make our life easier. So how is it making my life easier? I don't have to do anymore. What? It might help me that I don't have to do divisions. Okay, we directly have an answer from here. Is it correct or no?
Yes, sir.
I have a direct answer from here, because this is going to give me what? If I start from here, let us say I already solved for L and D. I have done everything. My final equation looks something like this. V x is equal to some, let us call this as F. Okay, it looks something like this sort of equation. Vx is equal to F. Then what do I need to do?
Only addition.
I don't need to do
Subtraction
anything.
and
I just
multiplication.
need to do subtractions and subtractions. That's all. Multiplications are required. Yes, multiplications are required. So I'll
Division required. Division will not be
yeah,
required.
we'll no longer require any divisions. Okay, we'll just do multiplication. Okay, so this can help me in streamlining my algorithm even further. Okay, so please understand that the D1, D2, D3 is straightforward. You just have to put the diagonal values over here. But anyway, so this is another decomposition that you can do. This is called as LDV decomposition, sometimes also called as LDU. Okay, so A is equal to LDU or A is equal to LDV. Okay, both of these terminologies are used. Okay.
What is this B matrix called?
Just a diagonal pivot matrix. Okay, so this is called as the diagonal pivot matrix. Okay. Now, let us move on to a different topic. Yeah. Which is row exchanges. And what is the time? Permutation matrices. So let us look at a set of equations, okay, which looks something like this: 0, 2, 3, 4, U, and V. Hold on a minute. I'll be back in a moment. So can you solve this equation directly by using LU decomposition? Can you do LU decomposition here? Look at this, the first pivot. What is that?
0.
0.
0. So that is a problem. You can't divide by zeros. Okay.
Exchange.
So one thing that we can try is to exchange these equations. Okay. So we can possibly exchange these equations. So if I exchange these set of equations, it would not change the solution. Okay, U and V would stay the same. I could possibly write this as 3, 4, 0, 2 U V is equal to, यहाँ पर क्या आएगा?
B2, B1.
B2 and B1. Please understand that the position of U and V does not change. Okay, only thing that changes is the order of the rows in this particular matrix and the rows in this matrix. U and V do not change. Okay, because U has to be multiplied by 3 to get the same set of equations. Okay, please understand that this does not change. The only thing that changes is this equation and this equation. Okay, not this equation, this matrix and this matrix, sorry. Okay, the second matrix, the matrix of variables, does not change. So now I want to exchange these rows. How can I do this through matrix operation? Can you tell me which matrix I should multiply by, which might achieve this?
0 minus 1, then 0, then minus 1, 0.
Sure.
Yes, sir.
So by adding some element in row 1 and then by doing some calculation like adding.
Okay, let us try to do something. Okay, let us start.
R2 in
Let us start
R1.
here. 0, 2, 3, 4 U V. Let us multiply by 0, 1, 1, 0 on the left hand side, and 0, 1, 1, 0 on the right hand side, and P1. Can you see this? What will it look like? Let's look at the right hand side first. What will this become?
B2 upon B1.
So we have already seen that this can be what? Let's forget about that one. So this is first row, first column. What will that give me? First row, first column.
B1,
Sure. First
So
row,
B2,
first
B2.
column. Will give me
B2.
B2. What will be the second row, first column?
B1,
Will give me B1. So the right side is correctly manipulated. Okay, let us look at the left hand side. First row, first column will give me what?
3.
Huh? First row, first column.
3,
First row, first column, 3.
3.
First row, second column,
4.
4. First row, second row, first column,
0.
0. Second row, second column,
2.
2 into UV is equal to this quantity. Okay, so this is called as what? This 0, 1, 1, 0 is called as the permutation matrix. So what is the permutation matrix? It exchanges your rows. Okay. In case of a 2 by 2 matrix, how many permutation matrices will you have? So I just told you the definition of permutation matrix. What does it do? It exchanges your rows of a matrix. So in case of a 2 by 2 matrix, how many permutation matrices can you have?
1,
1. Okay, because you can only exchange your rows in one manner. Okay. Now let us look at 3 by 3 situation. Okay, so permutation matrix is a permutation of an identity matrix. Okay, one combination of this identity matrix is called as a permutation matrix. So the first permutation matrix is the identity matrix. This is the first permutation matrix. Okay, so if you multiply by identity matrix, what are you going to get?
same value.
The same value. Okay, so this is the first permutation matrix. What about the second permutation matrix, which is P21? What is P21 stand for? I'm exchanging row what?
Second,
Row 2 with row 1. So what do I do? To do that, I do the
0,
same thing
1,
to your
0.
identity matrix. Okay, you start with the identity matrix. If you want to exchange row 1 and 2 of your final matrix, you do the same to the identity matrix and that multiply that. Okay, so P21 is going to be what?
0, 1, 0.
0, 1, 0. Okay, 0, 1, 0 will be first row, second row will be 1, 0, 0, and the third row will be the same. Okay, so this is how it is going to look like. So this is P21. What about P31?
0, 0, 1, 1, 0, 0.
P31, the second row stays the same. Okay, and the third row and the first row are exchanged over here. So this is your third row and this is your first row.
So when we are doing P31, we will do it with identity matrix, not with P21.
No, why will you do with P21? We start from identity matrix. Okay. So because P2 has nothing to do with the exchange between 3 and 1. Okay, we are not doing it after 2, 1. We are just directly exchanging rows 3 and 1 of my original matrix A.
Okay, sir.
Okay. So this is P31. Now the next permutation matrix is going to be the exchange between कौन सा बचा है? 2 and 3. ठीक है ना? These are all. So this is 0 row exchange. Okay, so these 3 that I am just writing down, these are how many row exchange? 2 row exchange.
2 rows exchange.
Okay, so 2 row exchange, how many combinations will you have? 3 C2. Okay, or this is also 3 2, the same. 3 choose 2. Okay, this is going to be how much? 3 factorial divided by 2 factorial into 1 factorial. So three ways you can do that. So 2 1 3 1 and 2 3. तो 2 3 के लिए हमें क्या करना होगा? तो फर्स्ट रो stays the same, the second row and the third row are exchanged. ठीक है? So this is 2 row exchange. Now I want to do 3 row exchange. How do I do that?
So 2 1 3 1 then 4 1 and then 3.
क्या होगा? So let us look at this. P32 into P21. What is this? What does this do? First we exchange. So let me call this as okay. So what will this do first? P21. What is that going to do? So let me call this row 1 is A and B and C. Let me say that not this. Let me use alpha, beta, and gamma. Okay, so this is the original row 1, this is the original row 2, and this is the original row 3. Okay, so when I do P21, what will I get? This will become beta and this will be alpha and this will stay at gamma. Is that all right?
Yes, sir.
And
Yes, sir.
when I do P32, what is that going to do? This will become gamma and this will become alpha. Is that all right?
अभी
Yes,
फिर
sir.
starting.
Yes, sir.
Oh,
क्या कह रही हो? हमने पहले वो क्यों किया? P21 क्यों किया? ये पूछ रही हो?
नहीं सर, मैं पूछ रही हूँ कि फिर हमारा अल्फा बीटा गामा जब हम दूसरा रो एक्सचेंज कर रहे हैं तो
हाँ
हमारा अल्फा टॉप में आना चाहिए और बीटा गामा एक्सचेंज होना चाहिए.
नहीं भाई, ये बैक टू बैक हो रहा है. Okay, these two are happening in series, one after another. First I am doing P21, then I'm doing P32. You don't get it? See, when I do P21
Sir, earlier we were doing
let us start from this
identity.
point. Let us start from this point. Okay, initially I have A. A looks something like this. A, alpha, beta, gamma. Okay, these are the 3 rows of A. Okay, now I do P21 into A. What will I get?
Beta, alpha, gamma.
Beta, alpha, and gamma. Is it okay? Now, if I do a P32, it has no idea what this matrix is. It is
Okay,
just
sir.
going to operate on this particular matrix now.
Okay, sir.
Okay, so what is going to happen in this case?
Beta, gamma, alpha.
You'll get beta, gamma, alpha. Okay, so what has happened? Finally, what has happened? The second row has gone to the first row, the third row has gone to the second row, and the first row has come to the bottom. So there is a movement towards the top. Okay, so gamma went to this place, beta went to this place, alpha went to. Okay, so this is what happened. Okay, we have exchanged how many? 3 rows now. Okay, all 3 rows have been exchanged. Okay, so what will be your matrix be now? वो क्या होगा? Think about this. What is this going to do? So your beta means the second row over here. Okay, gamma,
Third row.
third row, and alpha. So this is how it will look like. Is that okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then finally we have one more possibility, which is P21 into P32. Okay, if we do the opposite of what we just did, what is going to happen in this case? So now we do P32 first, and then we do P21. Okay, so let us start again. So we have alpha, beta, gamma. Let us do this. P32 into A. What is going to happen? This will become gamma and this will become beta. Okay. Is that okay?
Yes, sir.
And
Gamma, alpha, beta.
what did we do here now?
Gamma, alpha, beta.
Gamma, alpha, beta. So we have moved down. Previously we were moving upwards. Now, yeah. Now we are moving down. Okay, alpha has gone here, beta has gone here, and gamma has gone here. Okay, so what will this be in this case? This will be the first row, second row, and
Middle.
okay. So let us do an example now. Let us try doing this to any matrix A, any arbitrary matrix A. Let us call the arbitrary matrix A. These are the elements A 1 1, A 1 2, A 1 3, A 2 1, A 2 2, A 2 3, A 3 1, 3 2, A 3 3. So if I do this P 2 1 into P 3 2 of A, what will I get? What will I get? So first row, first column. What do I get?
831.
I'm doing this, multiplying by this. So first row, first column. I get A
831.
3 1. Okay, first row, first column A 3 1. First row, second column A 3 2,
832.
A 3 3. Okay, then
A11.
second row, first column A 1 1, A 1 2, A 1 3. Then third row, first column
821.
A 2 1, A 2 2, A 2 3. Okay, so did it accomplish what we set it to accomplish? Did it exchange rows? Did it move all the rows down?
Yes, sir.
This went here, and this went to the top. Okay. Okay. What is the time? 1:06. We have not yet covered inverses, but let me tell you one thing, that P inverse is equal to P transpose. Okay. You know what transpose is?
Row exchange with column.
So you change rows with columns. So in this case, A transpose is going to be what? A11, A12.
1, 2,
A13.
1.
So this row has become columns now. Okay, the first row has become the first column in A transpose. So this will be A21, A22, A23, and A31, A32, A33. Okay, so this is how the transpose is defined. Okay, so we know that P inverse is equal to P transpose. We know that. Okay, so what is the good thing about that? We don't have to calculate the inverse. Okay, we can just do the transpose and we'll get the inverse. So now let us try an example to show that then this is indeed true. Let us use the same thing, P21 into P32. Okay, so let me erase this.
Sir?
Yeah.
Sir, for example, if row 2 and 1 are exchanged,
Yeah.
that is P21.
Yeah.
Then if we need to find its inverse, then will it be like P21 transpose?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So the number of times, for example, in the previous question, we have done like P21, then P32, then so on. If we have some matrix like that, so it will be the number of times P had occurred. So we will do transpose that number of times.
Obviously, or
Okay.
it depends on whether we are defining this whole matrix at once. In this case, we have defined this whole thing at once. Okay, P21 into P32. Okay, so
Okay.
this is this particular matrix. So let us do this. So let us do P21, P32 transpose. Okay, overall transpose is equal to what? क्या होगा?
It will be 0, 0, 1,
0, 0,
0,
1 and
1 0 0.
1,
1, 0,
0,
0,
and then
0,
1,
1, 0.
1, 0. Okay, let us try multiplying these two. So I'm saying that this is equivalent to P21, P32 inverse. Let us multiply these two matrices and see what happens. So let us do first row, first column. What do I get? First row, first column. First row, first column. What do I get? बताओ. First row, first column. What do I get?
0
0,
0.
0.
So first row, first column. 0 times 0, 0 times 1, 0 times 0, and then 1 times what? First row, first column, last element is first column, last element is 1.
1, 1,
What is the last element in the say first row? 1. So 1 times 1
1,
is what?
1.
मेरा आ रहा है समझ में नहीं?
So वो equations visible नहीं है तो समझ इसलिए confusion.
अरे यार
The
फर्स्ट
P2
क्या कंफ्यूजन है? फर्स्ट रो फर्स्ट कॉलम इक्वेशन को क्या क्या याद करना है? ये फर्स्ट कॉलम है.
इनको क्यों इनको आपस में क्यों मल्टीप्लाई कर रहे हैं? एक ट्रांसपोज है एक
मैं कह रहा हूँ ना ट्रांसपोज इनवर्स के बराबर है. तो इनवर्स को अगर हम इससे और इसको मल्टीप्लाई कर देंगे और ये प्रूव कर देंगे ये आइडेंटिटी मैट्रिक्स देता है तो हमें पता चल जाएगा ना इनवर्स सही है. दैट इज व्हाट आई एम ट्राइंग टू शो.
हाँ हाँ
Okay,
ठीक
okay,
है
okay,
सर
okay.
ठीक है सर.
Okay, I'm trying to show whether this is indeed true, that this transpose is equal to inverse. If I multiply this transpose by this and I get an identity matrix, that is going to prove that this transpose is indeed the inverse.
Okay sir.
Okay.
So I was thinking that we are taking inverse matrix, calculating inverse matrix.
No, I'm not calculating inverse. I'm multiplying these two matrices. So this will be 1, and then first row, second column 0.
0,
First row, third column 0.
0
Then second row, first column.
0,
Second row, first column is 0. Second row, second column 1.
1,
1
Second row, third column 0. Third row, first column 0. Third row,
0,
third row, second column 0. Third row, third column
1.
1. Okay, so this transpose is indeed the inverse of the permutation matrix. Okay. I think that is enough for today. We'll continue later. Okay.